Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Ridwan. I'm a student of English Education Department program of Islamic States University of Radin in Lampung. In this video, I would like to give some words that represent the article that I have reviewed. The title of the article that I choose in this time, I take the turtle and the rabbit. First word is fable. This story tells the life of animals that behave in humans. A fable is a story of fiction or fantasy. Sometimes fables include minority character in the form of humans. Fables are also often called moral stories because they contain messages related to morals. The characters in the fable are animals. The animals is said to have reasons, behavior, and can speak like humans. And the second word is arrogant. In the article, it tells that one day in the forest there lived a rabbit who was very arrogant. He always boasts of being the best one. He always prided himself on his running speed because he had strong hind legs. The rabbit always shows his skills in running fast to all the animals in the forest. One day, the rabbit was bragging in front of the animals in the forest and showing how fast it was running. As it ran and jumped on the walking shell, slowly a head and four legs emerged from within the shell. The rabbit realized that the shell was a turtle that seemed to be crawling very slowly on the road. He was very arrogant, while laughing, saying, "Why are you so slow? In fact, I can reach the goal faster and faster than you." The rabbit also thought that the words turtle were very funny. He loved to hear the turtle could run faster than him. And the third word is race. Based on the story of the rabbit mocked the turtle was very angry there. So that is why the turtle decided to challenge the rabbit to race. The race is about running racing. It is to show and prove to the rabbit that the turtle is running faster than him. And the fourth word is persistent. In this story, it tells that even turtle got mocked by the rabbit and turtle has a big persistence. He has pride that doesn't want others to insult him. He gave a challenge to the rabbit who had insulted him because the rabbit said to the turtle that he runs very slowly. In the racing, the turtle still works hard and never gives up to achieve his goals even though other people always underestimate him. This story teaches us to stay excited and never gives up, to hope and to doing to reach our goals. And the fifth word is careless. In the article, this story tells that the rabbit takes a race and sleep for a while in the race, and he will be wake up before the turtle got past the rabbit. Because of he thinks that the turtle left so far away. But finally, the turtle passed the rabbit who was fast asleep by the side of the road, not hearing even knowing if the turtle had passed the rabbit. The turtle kept running until in the end, the turtle won the race, then the rabbit felt sorry for his carelessness. Okay, that's all from my explanation in this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. From the book that I chose entitled Beauty and the Beast, there are 5 words that I want to say, namely, first is love. From this story, there are so many that we can take, and the most popular in the love story. And then the second is sanctuary. This can be seen when beauty can accept the beast as it is. And then the third is romantic. Also, beauty does not love beast, but that feeling slowly begins to emerge with the warm treatment that the beast gives to her. And then the fourth is beautiful. This sentence seems very suitable for the beauty of a girl who is a gentle and beautiful in appearance. And then the last is giver. This can be seen when a beast turns into handsome figure and will leave better impression. I think that. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Anggi Merilia, and here I want to conclude the book that I read before based on the 5 words. The first is educative. Why this book is educative? It's because this book tells about the coronavirus totally, such as how the effect and how we can deal with the coronavirus itself. And the next is informative. Why? It's because this book tell about the fact of the coronavirus, that the coronavirus can be overcome. And the next is inspirative and motivative. Why? Because this book is not just tells about the information, but also give us a motivation. The author tell us to not be panic, and we have to remember the name of adult who will keep us more safe. And on page 10, the author tells us that the doctor will give us a vaccine that will make us more healthy than past. And for the last word is about interested book. Why? Because this book is more colorful and about the visual and kinesthetic are very beautiful. This is make us more interested to read this book. Okay, that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will share to you about the story I have read and have titled The Novel Coronavirus, We Can Stay Safe. There are 5 words that deserve to embedded in this novel. Number 1, education. This book tells about the dangers of the coronavirus. Number 2, integrity. This book teaching how to prevent the coronavirus. Number 3, behavior. This book teacher current attitude in dealing with the coronavirus. Number 4, creative. This book is made to attract readers. Number 4, fabulous. That's fabulous novel. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anindya Tirana Putri. Yeah, from the book that I was read, I can describe in 5 words: interesting, friends, enemies, light, and lazy. Why this book interesting for me? Because I think there are feature in this book or this story, so it make other people interest to read this story. And then yeah, because there are moral message we can take from this story, so it can be a lesson for us. And friends, yeah, the story about two friends, Harry and Hannah. They are friends on good terms. And next, enemies, because one of them do big mistake, so their friends went bad, eventually become enemies. And next, lies. Why? The big mistake was like committed by Harry. Harry lied with Hannah. He stole in Hannah's granary. He stole seed. Beside that, Harry also stole mice from the Hannah's fields. And Hannah complained and asked with Harry, but Harry said if that the one who stole was his lazy neighbor. But Hannah investigated and set trap, and it turned out that our friend has stole in his fields. That's what makes their friends become enemies. So the moral message we can take from this story, lies will disappoint others and will undermine others' thirst in us. So we have to tell the truth even though it hurts. And work hard if you want to get what you want, because if you're lazy, you will be left behind by everyone who start early and persistent. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bella Liska. I'm from class 4E. Okay, in this video I will explain about 5 words from my story. The title is My Hero Is You. Okay, the first word, exciting. I think in this story exciting because the story doesn't make people reading it bored, and the part of the exciting when they traveling world and meet many people to tell about coronavirus. Okay, and the second, creative. I think creative in this story because the picture are funny, And the third helpful, I think in this story helpful because in this story has moral message. And the fourth, interesting, I think interesting in this story because in this story with a cute picture and attractive color, and the sentence not long, so make the people who read, especially young children, not bored. Okay, and the last, simple, I think simple because the sentence that are easy for children to understand. Okay, I think enough for my explanation. I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bella Masari. I'm from 5E, and now I would like to describing the novel that I have read. It's titled about Ada Cinta. It's a good novel, but it was sad ending. Why? Because Maria becomes the second wife of Fahri when she was alive and in good shape. Based on the novel, Maria becomes Fahri's wife when she was dying, and Aisyah, the first wife of Fahri, lent her the wedding ring. The picture of polygamy practice is written beautifully in this novel. That's why I don't like the movie version, which was describing the polygamy practice in just like that way. But once again, I only heard people opinions after watching, and it was sound that they were upset too. Okay, well, hearing good opinion from Muslim friends is non-special ones, but hearing from Christian or Catholic friends about this novel is special and worth to her. It's true, Islam is not that spooky and Muslims are not scary.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Chandra Ditya Nugraha. I will give 5 words for my book. The book is about One Piece chapter 574. The 5 word is the most great part of the sadist sacrifice. Okay, the first word is the most. This is one of the most emotional moment in One Piece chapter. The second word is great. How could the great author Eiichiro Oda or One Piece manga writers kill the character Portgas the Ice? The third word is part of. One of the part that hit One Piece fans because many characters lost their life in order to save Ice. The fourth word is the saddest. The saddest, this chapter makes many readers cry, including me, because in this chapter the saddest moment, one of which is the death of Portgas the Ice. And the last word is sacrifice. The greatest of the most sacrifice is the sacrifice of an older brother for a younger brother. In order to save his younger brother Luffy, Portgas the Ice is willing to sacrifice his life for the sake of his beloved younger brother Luffy. Okay, that's all from me from this book. I'm sorry for the mistake. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dela Amalia. I'm from English Education Department. In this video, I will give 5 words of 3 books review in the extensive reading material that I have read before, but here I choose one book of them with the title is Hansel and Gretel. First is entertaining. The story is really entertaining to read because it has a good story and show Hansel and Gretel are smart kids. The second is caring. When Hansel and Gretel have a hard time facing the witch, they are still care for each other. Okay, the third is interesting, and the fourth is educating. education, and the last is tense. Here, the meaning is tense because these two little children deliberately left their stepmother in the forest, and when on their way, they found a chocolate house, but unfortunately, when they were eating the chocolate, they were caught by the witch who owned the house. Okay, that's all for me. I'm sorry if I have any mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dewi Ardalinda. I would like to share to you about the story that I have read with entitled A Glass of Milk, which is in this video I would like to explain with 5 words that I have think. First is kindness. Kindness is behavior that we do to ourselves of other in around us, and then from the kindness we can get the positive impact. Second one is sincerity. Sincerity is attitude of action that we done without expected of reward or prize from other. And then calmness. Calmness is a form of care that makes us related to other people, and whatever happened to that person, we can understand what their needs and what their feelings. And patience. Patience is the ability to control ourselves, to accepting and not complain about situation and condition that happen to us. The last one is belief. Belief is character shown by human. When he do something true, he believes that he will get the respect from his God. Okay, from this explanation, we can conclude that as human, we should have kindness, sincerity, patience, caring to people, and belief to our God, because it will make us be better and give feedback to us in our life whenever we need someone to help us. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Deyan Iswan Prayudi. My student number 1811040403. In this video, I would like to describe the book that I read before, and actually the book is a comic book, and the title is Boruto Naruto Next Generation, and I will explain the 5 words that represent the content of the book or comic. And the 5 words is sacrifice, plans, aliens, fight, and dimension. Okay, the first one is sacrifice. Why I take this word? Because in this chapter, in chapter 53, the titles of this chapters is also sacrifice. Why? Is because in this chapter, Naruto, the 7th Hokage, issues his last jutsu to against Ishiki Otsutsuki in the fight, and this jutsu which said that could make Naruto die. Naruto sacrificed everything that he has to his people, and his last jutsu is, the name is Baryon Jutsu. Okay, for the second one is plan. Why I take this word is because in this chapter is also explained that the Kara group or Ishiki Otsutsuki groups is have another plan to Boruto. The plan is not to kill Boruto, but the plan is to make Boruto as a Jubi's food to plant the tree of chakra, and then Ishiki can eat the fruit from the tree of chakra. And the next word is alien. Why I take this word is because in this chapter that is revealed that Ishiki Otsutsuki is the alien from the outside of the earth, and then the purpose of Ishiki come into earth is to plant the tree of chakra, and then Ishiki can eat the fruit from the tree of chakra. The next word is fight. Of course, I take this word because in this chapter there is many fight scene, and the fight is between Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto against Ishiki Otsutsuki that has purpose to make Boruto as a Yubi's food. And the last word is dimension. Why I take this word is because in this chapter or in this fight scene, Ishiki Otsutsuki has special jutsu to bring the others, like bring Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke into another dimension, and they can fight in different dimension, and also other shinobi cannot be helped them. Okay, this is all my explanation about 5 words that represent my book that I reviewed before. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dimas Diaria. I am from class 5E. In this video, I will describe a book that I read recently. Actually, it is a comic with the title is Attack on Titan. I will use 5 words that can represent the story or the content of this comic. There are 5 words, and they are freedom, Titan, wall, loss, and revenge. And the first word is the freedom. This comic tells about Eren, Mikasa, and Armin living in a district surrounded by a large wall. Their wall is only around the wall because they are too afraid to go outside of the wall. That's why the word freedom is suitable to reflect the story in this comic, Attack on Titan. Living fairly, knowing the world outside of the wall, living without fear, and etc. are things that the resident of a Singasina district really expect. And the next is a Titan. The word Titan in this comic is the name for a human-shaped creature that has no sense but has a very large size. Their size starts from 5 meters to 15 meters, but some are up to 60 meters in size. Titan is one of the enemies that Eren and Mikasa, Armin, and their friends have to face in this comic story. If there's no Titan in this world, maybe the problem faced by Eren and his friend will completely disappear. And the next word is the wall. Based on the story in the comic, the Great Wall is an important thing. The Great Wall protects the resident on the Paradise Island from the attacks of the Titan. But on the other hand, the Great Wall indirectly imprisons them from the outside of the world. And what kind of technology they have to build to the large wall up to 15 meters height is still a mystery. And the next word is loss. In this comic, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin have to lose everything that is valuable in their life. They lost their families, homes, and friends. It makes the atmosphere in this comic is quite dark. And the last word is the revenge. After all the painful things they have been through, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin have to have a grudge and determination to change the world they live in. Especially Eren, who is determined to get his revenge to eradicate all the existing Titan after losing his mother, who was eaten by Titan. They are trying to stop this cruel wall so that no one else or children will experience what they are going through. And that's all for the 5 words that can describe this comic. And thank you for your nice attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ella Sari from 5E, and here I would like to mention 5 words that describe the article that I have read before, and the title is Trending in Korea, Soh Hwakeng, Small but Certain Happiness. Okay, so number 1 is inspiring, because the content of the article is really inspiring us to do the lifestyle that mentioned in the article. And the lifestyle is to have the small and simple activity, but it can give us the certain happiness. And number 2 is simple. The content of this article is discuss the simple topic, but we still enjoy the content and it still give us the positive value. And number 3 is trendy. The article is trendy because it tells to us the recent lifestyle that become the trend in social media. Okay, and number 4 is heartwarming. This article also give us the heartwarming feel because in this article mention the thing and activity that can give us the heartwarming feel. And the last is extraordinary. Extraordinary means very unusual and also special from other. And for me, this article is described as extraordinary because
The article is used the topic about the unique lifestyle that different from others. Okay, so that's all my explanation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fahmi Oryuza. I will explain 5 key words in novel Newspaper Case by John Scott. The first word is thief. Harry is famous thief. He is very good at stealing. The second is criminal. For whatever reason, the thief is a form of crime. The third word is painting, in which Harry is stealing a valuable painting. He plans to sell it to someone, but the price offered is very low from the original price. The fourth word is newspaper. While negotiating with buyer before sell it, he is saving the painting in old newspaper, but old newspaper picked up by reclayers. Harry panic and run down. The last word is blueface. It turned out that when the theft took place, Harry accidentally broke a blueface and stepped on face. Jen looked the broke face in Harry's shoes. She remembered the news broadcast. She immediately called the police and Harry was arrested. Enough from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The 5 words that describe this book are interesting, impressive, touching, unique, and motivating. It is interesting because this novel provides an overview of Silat Pede, which makes the reader curious about the whole story. It's impressive because the point of view used in this novel is the first person in the main actor, so it makes the reader feel like the character in the novel itself, especially when telling the high school days. It's touching because there are several scenes that make the reader feel the emotions of the characters, such as the scene where the main character and his friends participate in a match until they are injured but finally succeed. And it's unique because the jokes in the dialogue of the characters who speak in Sundanese are still written as is, so the reader can imagine how the character speaks according to their regional accent. And it's motivating because the main character and his friends continue to support each other and never give up even in difficult times. Besides, there are suggestions and advice at the end of each chapter. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Irian Shah and my student's number is 1811-0402 and 42. In this video, I would like to present the 5 words that I have chosen to represent one of the book that I have read for many times ago, entitled Naruto. The 5 words that I have chosen to represent this manga or anime is universal, emotional, inspirative, motivating, and memorable. Universal here means that this manga is not only for children, but also there are so many people every ages who have don't read the manga or watch the anime version. The next word is emotional. Every people who have don't watch the anime version must be know it. While we are watching it, it feels like we were involved in it. It's not rarely sometimes this manga makes us cry. For example, like this scene where Sasuke is crying in tears after the last fight with Naruto. And honestly, in every time I rewatch this scene, it's always making me cry. The next word that I have chosen to represent this manga is inspirative. There are so many life lessons that we can take from this manga. They are: number 1, to be care with our friends. Even if Naruto and Sasuke is always fighting, but they did care to each other. Number 2, dream can be reached with hard work. It shows by the effort of Naruto, which is wanted to be Hokage, and he did working hard for it. And at last, he did it. Number 3, family is not always formed by blood connection. I'm always remembered of what Jiraiya have said to Naruto. Where the people missed and think about you, that was the place that we can call as home. The next word that I have chosen to represent this manga is motivating. Sometimes, Naruto has the inspirative story and also the dialogue. Because of that, Naruto's quotes sometimes created a motivation for its character and its fans. There are so many quotes that we can take from this manga. They are: number 1, if you're waiting for me to give up, then you will be waiting forever. Number 2, and the most memorable quotes I've ever got is:
忍びの世界でルールや掟を破る奴はクズ呼ばわりされる。けどな、仲間を大切にしない奴はそれ以上のクズだ。どうせ同じクズなら俺は掟を破る。帯とそれが正しい忍びじゃないってなら、忍びなんてのはこの俺がぶっ潰してやる。
That was a quote by Uchiha Obito, and I'm sure that you have ever heard about that quote. And the last word that I choose to represent this manga is memorable. Not only the quotes, the soundtrack of this anime is kind of memorable. There are so many good songs that has chosen to be the soundtrack of this anime. The song from Flow,
I realize that screaming pain,
Akeboshi, Raiko,
誰だって失敗はするんだ恥ずか
and
しい
etc. Alright, those are the 5 words that I have chosen to represent the Naruto story. And I think that those are clear enough to be understood. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Karinda Sasabila. So today I will briefly describe my reading book, which one title is Sweet Home. So I will describe this comic in the 5 words, namely virus that can change human. Yeah, virus that can change human. So how it can be? So people affected with this virus will experience a lot of knowledge until they eventually turn into the monster. And then once they turn into the monster, is there no way to stop them. They will turn into the very strong monster and humans to survive. So this 5 words is really describe the whole story in this comic. So that's why I pinned this 5 words. So that's all about my briefly described in the book of comic with the title is Sweet Home. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Listi Heverina Rati, student number 18811040462. Now, I want to explain 5 words from books Not Alone that I have read. First, explore. In this book, Not Alone, how Delise mother explore about Birmingham City. Second, friendly. In this book, Not Alone tells how Delise teacher very friendly to her student. Third, Puss in Boot. In this book, Not Alone tells about Puss in Boot claps in her hands. Fourth, New Life. In this book, Not Alone tells New Life Delisa after a long stay in Manila and got new experience in Birmingham City. And the last, the best. In this book, Not Alone, word the best from this book that you will not be alone even in a new place too. Okay. This is my explanation about Not Alone story. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mariza Dwi Utami.
This video is made to fulfill the final test of extensive reading subject. So I have reviewed 3 things about Prison Playbook Drama, article about active listening, and article about best COSRX product. And I choose Prison Playbook Drama to be described in 5 words. There are injustice, problem, appearance, effort, and togetherness. First is injustice. Why is it injustice? Because this drama tells about the injustice that occur in our life and occur in prison. It tells how painful it is to live above injustice. The second one is problem. Why is it problem? This drama tells that everyone has their own problem. Everyone has their own problem that they have to live with. It also tells us to not compare our problems with others, because we don't know how hard they try to suffering through the problem. The third word is appearance. Our first impression of someone is how they look, but can we judge their personality based on their appearance? No. Prison is a word that reflects the gathering place for criminals, but we don't know the real reason why they were there. Therefore, never judge someone by their appearance. Next word is effort. This drama really encourages the audience to always try, like the condition of the prisoner in this drama, who always try to be strong, try to continue their life in prison, and never get discouraged. No effort has ever betrayed the result. If we mean it, there will definitely be a good things that will come. The last word is togetherness. This drama makes us aware of the importance of togetherness. We need other people to help us. We need other people to live on. Like the cast in this drama, they help each other with each other problem. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Masrita Bella Priyatini from 5E class. Here I will explain 5 words that I have described in several parts of the book. The books I have read and the ones I choose are the books about 5 doors to beauty and happiness. Here are 5 words description that I will explain and have embedded in several parts of the books. 1. The word is motivate. I put the part of the sentence which reads every journey looking for happiness and beauty outside will always end in nothing, leads you nowhere. I pin motivational words because every disappointment in life that is far from beauty and happiness departs from looking for it outside. And number 2, the word is moral values. There is a part of the sentence, stop comparing, start flowing, which means stop comparing with others, because if you are too busy comparing one's events, shortcomings, or weaknesses with other people's strengths, it will consciously or not affect one's mental health and is not committable treatment. And number 3, a word is a beautiful word. I think that is a sentence that contains a message using the word beautiful. I pinned it to the part of the sentence. The well of life that never dries up inside. This well we only find and withdraw water if we know ourselves. From this sentence, it means if only ourselves or our identities have been found, then that means we too can know the meaning of life. And number 4, the word is racist. There is a sentence, he has a lot of money so that he can pay for his hobby for plastic surgery, so that a person who blow from one comparison to another has the same life as the rich man. The sentence clearly contains a racist form because the assumption will arise through the comparisons of caste, throne, and dignity that will make his life happy and indifferent to other people. Number 5, the word is tragic. I pinned it to a sentence pattern which reads, because a differences in civilization great others, there are many people look for that well outside. This means that people only want to find happiness in their position, beautiful faces, cars, luxurious houses, good clothes, but in the end, the search for happiness will not always end happily. In fact, it will rise in vain. That's all from my explanation from 5 words, and Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Call me while drinking up the sunshine. Be my man.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Melina Aywaratiwi, and in this video I will describe a story entitled Are We There Yet? With the 5 words. Okay, the first word that describe this story is appreciate. In this section of this story, the author wrote, Jenny and Jimmy had just completed kindergarten, and because they did so well, their parents gave them a gift of a trip to the big zoo. So, why the word deserve to be pinned? Because it's mean their parents appreciate their children's work because they did so well in school by giving them a gift of a trip. The next is bird. In this section, the big zoo in the city was a long way from home, and Ginny and Jimmy bored. So it's because they were just want to see the animals. Next is solution. At this section, Dad, are we there yet? Asked Jimmy. We are getting close, Mom chimed in. Why don't you both sing a song? That will help pass time. In this section, their mom gave the solution to them so they don't get bored. The next is happy. At this section, their dad looked at their mom and said softly, I don't know about you, but I am glad we are here. So I think their dad glad because he have quality time with his family. Okay, the last word is fun. At this section, Jimmy and Jenny had such a fun day. They visit every animals, had fun in a petting zoo, and ate hot dog. Because the writer explained that Jimmy and Jenny had such a fun day when they arrived at the zoo. Okay, I think that's all 5 words that can describe this story. And yeah, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the last anime I like is Slime, or Tensei Shitara Slime Dattaken. With the genre, it's fantasy and shonen. Released to October 2019. The main characters of this anime is very strong. This main characters is not given great strength, but is given the strength to copy all the powers that exist in the world. Well, before we continue, this main characters of this slime was an ordinary human who worked in an office, with an ordinary life like people in general. One day he saves a friend from his office because he almost killed by a roadside thief, and in the end it is the main character who becomes the victim of this tragic murder. And the message that was left to his co-worker or his friends who survived was to burn all of the memory in the main character's computer. Okay. As we know, in Japan, when people die, they believe that they will reincarnate, but they don't know what will be in the next world. This main character, it's named Rimuru Tempest in a new world. This name is obtained from a sealed dragons, and the dragon is willing to have its strength and soul eaten by this slime or Rimuru Tempest. Before the dragon eats Rimuru, the dragons really doesn't believe that there is a slime that can eat dragons and devour them. And copying all the power that is in the dragons. And when the process is finished, the slime that was very weak becomes the strong slime in a new world with the power of a dragon that is feared in that world. By wandering and looking for new destination because they were born in a new world that was still unfamiliar, the slime gradually began to make a small town in the middle of the forest by making the goblins and wolf and other creatures being friendly, and with the power and the wisdom of the slime it is, the small town that was once inhabited by only a few creatures is now being occupied and will become the capital or a new country. This main character not only has a great strength, but he can make all creatures submit to him, but not by means of violence, but with the honor and dignity that this main character show. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabila Rizkia Putri. In here I have to choose one story among them. And I choose Malin Kundang. Why? Because in that story there are 5 words that can define inspirance, respect, luxury, lie, and perfidious. And number 1 is parents. What is parents? Because parents are very instrumental in life, and parents have educated, cared, and always look after us from childhood and adulthood. And number 2 is respect. What is respect? Because in the story, Malin Kundang did not respect his parents, and we should respect our parents, starting from appreciating to cherishing a child must to do his parents instead of life or death. Number 3 is luxury. What is luxury? Because in the story, Malin Kundang lived in luxury that make him arrogant. In everyday life, we should always realize that everything we have today is just a deposit that can disappear in an instant. Number 4 is lie. Because in the story, Malin Kundang had lied to his wife that old woman before him was not his parents, and lying only saves temporarily. Number 5 is perfidious. Why is perfidious? Because in the story, Malin Kundang has disobeyed his parents. Disobeying one's parent is very bad attitude and should be avoided immediately. Okay, thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Fearless.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nela Nur Fauzia. Here I would like to share to you about the story and article that I have read. From this, I can describe in 5 words. The first is truthful. It's an attitude of being upright. Why is being truthful is important? Because if we are truthful, other people will believe in us. And the second is experience. It's an event that has actually been experienced. Experience means the things that you have lived and felt that can motivate you to go further. Experience is important because a person who has a lot of experience indicates that they have been going through the things in this life. And the next is strong, in the sense of being taught, staying strong in going through all the trials that exist. And then teens is a period of transition from a child to adulthood. During this period, there are various kinds of significant changes both physically, biologically, mentally, and emotionally, as well as psychosocial. And the last is parents are the most important person in our life because the first institution where the child studies is in the home. A child spends the most time with his parents, where they learn from their parents and the home environment. Okay, These 5 words are related and very important for us to remember in our life. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In here I want to draw a book that I have read with the 5 words I have caused. The book I have caused is called This. The first word I caused was this that match the title. This word is very suitable to describe this story because all conflict in this story are always related to this. If the word this was not there, this story would not work properly. Even this story would never excite if the this were not there. Because this story is centered on the this that can give and change the life of the owners. Okay, the second word is gluttony. In this story, the greenness of everyone is very visible, where the conflict is told everyone competent for this to achieve their goals. They are never satisfied with what they get from the dish and want more because the dish can grant all requests. So this word is very suitable to describe this story, where the conflict is told is related to this word. 3. The third word is quest. In this story, we have to complete some of the quest requests by Mr. X and get the dish. The more quests you complete, the more dish you will get it. Because this word is very important to describe the story. If the third word does not excite, the story will not work because of how to get the dish if the third does not excite. The fourth word is time. All story of story conflict are always related to time. For example, in a completed a quest that is given a certain period of time where if it is not on time or request will fail. Therefore, this word is very suitable to describe this story because it is always related to the conflicts that occur in the story. The fifth word is violence. In this story, there is almost always violence. For example, beating and fight. Because of this, where they fight each another to get this. So, this word is very suitable to describe the conflict that occurred in this story. That's it. That's enough. Thanks for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Novita Sari and I would like to share about 5 words that I have found in the story. The title is The Ugly Duckling. The first word is sad. The ugly duckling sad because she is different with her sibling. She has body is bigger than the others. Number 2, shy. All her friends and even her own sibling thought the ugly duckling, so she shy with itself. Number 3, jealous. The ugly duckling jealous of seeing the beautiful guest in the river. Number 4, happy. When the ugly duckling in the river, the ugly duckling happy and surprised to see itself in the water as a beautiful swan. Number 5, grateful. The ugly duckling feel grateful because she is not the ugly duckling anymore, but she is a very beautiful swan. Okay, that's all from me. Sorry if I have many mistakes. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Kalisa Ratu Asia. What I have reviewed before it is about Chinese drama Go Ahead. I will describe this drama with 5 words. The first, it is simple. Simple means that even though you growing with a simple family does not mean that you cannot create your high sky, your goals. And the second is about love, means that to loving each other in the family. And the third, it is family means that living together, even though there is no blood relationship. And fourth, it is friendship means that someone who always support and exchange stories each other, enjoy and sorrow. And the last, it is cool means that this drama a lot of moral value that we can take from this drama.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, I'm Rizky Rahman Rubaiti. Here I have to choose one article among them, and I choose the last one. Why? Because there are 5 words that can define it: incredible, meaningful, medicine, feeling, and iconic. The first one is incredible. Why is it incredible? Because in this article tells about TXT, or also known as Tomorrow by Together, the first generation leader in this K-pop industry that make a song about COVID-19 pandemic. The second one is meaningful. Yes, it's so meaningful because this article tells that TXT will lost the summer music video capture pandemic isolation longing amid COVID-19 pandemic. The third one is medicine. Why it's medicine? Because if you watch We Lost the Summer music video, it's like medicine that can remind you that you are not alone. And the fourth is feeling. As Taehyun said, we sing what our generation feels. And Bongyu, We Lost the Summer represent the sentiment that all teens all over the world can relate. And yes, I agree with that. I can feel what they feel. And the last one is iconic. Yes, this is so iconic. Why? Because while the other K-pop group make a song about haters, TXT make a song about COVID-19 pandemic that is ongoing at this moment. That's so iconic, right? Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rora Almeida. I'm from English Education Department. Here I will give 5 words for my final examination of the 3 book review in extensive reading material. From the 3 books, here I choose one of them with the title The 11 King and the Little Bird. Okay, from this review, this is very interesting because in this story, it tells of a small bird who likes the king's son. Second, this story really emphasizes wisdom because the king told the little bird to return its cage because the season was cold. Third, this story is really fabulous to be told because the characters in the story, especially the king, are kind and humble. Fourth, the story may be stressful for children because there were a little bird to approaching the king and the king to order the little bird to enter the forest. And the last, the short story is very entertaining for our as a reader, especially for the children because the content is a very unique, interesting and funny. Okay, that's all for me. I'm sorry if I any mistake in this video, and the last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Siti Wilza Alivia from 5E. In this video, I want to explain the book that I have read before with 5 words. The title is Pippi the Lazy Boy. Okay, the first word is lazy. Here is told that Pippi is a lazy child. Every day he only sleeps and eats. Until finally, Pippi wants something. But he has to do it himself. The second is work hard. So, when Pippi wants something, Pippi fight for it earnestly. The third is support. So, when Pippi wants to do something, he always gets support from his family and his friends. Okay, the next is family. So, when Pippi wants to do something, his parents doesn't directly help him, but they let Pippi to fight for him alone. Okay, the last is friendship. So, when Pippi failed, his friends always support and accompany Pippi until Pippi get what Pippi wants. That's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, I'm Vera Yulianti, and I wanna describe about the story that I have read with 5 words. And the story with the title The Bear Goes Fishing. Okay, for the first word for the story is attractive. I think this story is attractive because the story tells where the bear always hunting and catching the fish, but in the end, the bear and the fish become friends. And the second is patient. Even the bear always failed to catch a fish. He try again and try in another way to catch a fish and not give up. And the third is effortless. The effortless of this story shows where the bear try in some ways in catching a fish because he always failed, and for the fish itself would always try fail at the bear catching them because the fish would not be caught by the bear. And the fourth is respect. Like for the resolution of this story is the fish kind and friendly to the bear, and the bear decide not to catch them anymore. For the lesson, people will treat us how we treat them, so we need respect with the other. And the last is friendship. Finally, the bear always go to the lake because he want to meet with his friend that is fish, and no longer to fishing them again. Okay, that's all for me, and thank you very much.
Book that I have read and I want to describe is The 11 Who Had No Friends. The first word is sad, because at the beginning, this 11 named Kanga himself has no friends. And brave, because he decided to set off down the dusty dirty road to look for friends. Next word is pity, because the bird leaving her to fly away. Next is smart, because Kanga have ideas. Kanga gathered the grasses and turned them into wings fly. The last is happy. The animals realized what a smart and brave 11 Kanga was. They were now proud to call her their friend.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sulana Bila Kinanti. In this video, I would like to explain about the 5 words that I have chosen to describe one of the novels that I have read, entitled Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Okay, so the 5 words that I have chosen are first, unexpected, and then inspirative, emotional, fascinating, and educative. Okay, I will explain them one by one. Okay, so the first word that I have chosen is unexpected. Yes, Harry Potter novel is unexpected. Why? Because there are so many crazy plot twists. Something that you'll not be prepared for. You cannot guess the storyline of Harry Potter. Perhaps this is why this novel is very interesting. I have no idea that Severus Snape is actually a good and bravery man. I had been hating Snape from the first book until J.K. Rowling told us that Severus Snape is actually a good man. And this is make me crazy. So it means I was hating Severus Snape from book 1 until book 6. And then in the book 7, I realized that Severus Snape is actually a good man. It's crazy. The second word that I have chosen is inspirative. Why I choose the word inspirative? Okay, although Harry Potter is only a fictional story, but the whole story that is presented also brings so many values of life. I remember Harry once said to his friends, working hard is important, but there's something that more than that, believing in yourself. The sentence is very relevant to our daily life. in achieving a goal, we do not only rely on effort and hard work, but also must believe in ourselves. We need to have a self-confidence. Without self-confidence, our hard work will never feel maximal. The third word that I have chosen is emotional. Every people that have read Harry Potter novel from the first book until the seventh book should be know about it. When reading this book, we feel that we are involved in it. I can feel the unhappy feeling when Harry Potter sees so many of his friends dead in the battle with Voldemort. I can feel the unhappy feeling, the sad feeling. Next word that I've chosen is fascinating. The book is really fascinating. Some say that the best kind of story can make you cry and laugh at the same time. And I feel it when I read this book. I can feel the emotion. J.K. Rowling is the best writer ever. Harry Potter is really good. I adore this book. I adore J.K. Rowling because she is masterpiece. Okay, the last word that I have chosen is educative. There are so many lessons that we can take from this novel. Like we must try to trust other people, then don't hesitate to stand up for the weak, and then that great will do no good. When the novel reaches its climax, it is the fight between Harry and Voldemort. Here you can learn that greed will never bring good. So greed is really bad, like what Voldemort did. Okay, that's all the explanation about Harry Potter novel. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sorry for the mistakes. The last say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm going to describe a book. The title is HIV/AIDS in 5 words. The first word is sex, because HIV is spread most commonly by sexual contact with infected person. So if you do sexual contact with infected person, you have to use condom to prevent the infection. Next word, blood. HIV also spread through blood, so don't use and share needles together. You have to use the new one to prevent the virus. Next word is virus. So many people got misunderstanding about HIV/AIDS. So HIV is the virus and AIDS is the disease of this virus. Next word, dangerous. So this disease is very, very extreme dangerous because this virus attack immune system. So immune system is getting down, so other diseases can easily infect ourselves. In fact, there is no cure which can kill this virus 100%. Just only there is a therapy of this disease, antiretroviral therapy. This therapy only can suppress the production of the virus, not kill the virus. So this is why this is so dangerous. And last word is ODA. So in Indonesia, people who infected with this virus called ODA. But if you have a friends or family that infected with this virus, don't be afraid to meet them, because this virus cannot be spread through casual contact. So it's okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.